What's going on, guys? It's Suk and I am back with a brand new video on SuperDuprTech. Now in today's video I'll be showing you the results that I got when benchmarking the 2019 4K iMac. I shall also be uploading a video in which I played a number of games on this iMac, so be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified of when I upload that video. But without any further ado, let's hit the titles. So before anything, I am going to mention that the specifications or the specs for this machine are down below in the description. So if you do want to know which particular model I am using to test out in this video, it will be left down below. But it is the particular model which has the i3 processor that cannot turbo boost. The first benchmarking application which I ran on this iMac was Geekbench 4. Now Geekbench gives a score for both single and multi-threaded tasks, and after these have been performed, it will then give a score based on its performance and the time taken to perform them. Now for the single core side of things, I got a score of 4,711 with a multi-core score of 14,297. Once again, using Geekbench 4, I ran the compute test to see how well the OpenGR engine ran through Geekbench, and as you can see with that, I got a score of 52,300. The next test that I ran was once again from Geekbench's compute lineup of tests, this time testing to see how well the Metal engine ran on this iMac. Now with this I got a score of 54,246. The next test that I ran was once again from Geekbench, but this time it was from their newest set of tests that were found in Geekbench 5, and when running the CPU test I got a single core score of 968 and a multi-core score of 3,331. Once again, using Geekbench 5, I ran their compute test to see how well the OpenGR engine ran through Geekbench 5, and with this, I got a score of 14,366. Like I had previously done, I ran the compute test to see how the Metal graphics engine ran on this iMac, and with this, I got a score of 15,532. The next test that I ran was GFX Bench Metal. Now GFX Bench runs a number of different tests which vary from higher and lower levels of intensity, and in the interest of saving time I have calculated the average for these results, but of course as always I will show you each individual result. So for the higher intensive tasks I got an average of 87.21 frames per second, and with the lower I got an average of 101.49. I then wanted to find out what the speeds were for the mechanical hard disk drive, so I ran AGER disk speed test and got a read and write speed of exactly 105 megabytes per second. So next up we have NovaBench. Now NovaBench is a good general benchmarking tool as it not only tests the CPU and the GPU, but it also tests different things such as the storage and the system memory. Now for this I got a score of 1,299. Next up I ran a network speed test, and with this I got a download speed of 373 megabytes per second and an upload of 36.3 megabytes per second. Next I ran Cinebench. Now Cinebench is a good benchmarking program as it tests each individual thread and then gives a score similarly to how Geekbench gives its scores based on the time to complete a task. and the score that I got for this particular test was 1452. Next, I did a timed export with Final Cut Pro, exporting a 5-minute 24-second video file to H.264 at both Full HD 1920 by 1080 and UHD 4K at 3840 by 2160. It is worth noting that with this test, I did turn off background rendering, and the HD export came in faster as you would expect at around 1 minute and 48 seconds, while the 4K one came in just over 3 minutes to complete. The last series of tests that I performed came from Unigen, and the first of these was the Heaven benchmarking test, which is a heavy CPU and GPU test, which will give a general score on its performance and an average frame rate when rendering out a particular scene. Now for Heaven, I got an average frame rate of around 30.8 frames per second and a score of 777. Once again, from Unigen benchmarking tools, the last test that I performed was the Valley test, which performs very similarly to the previous one, and with that I got an average frame rate of 33.1 frames per second and a score of 1385. So that has been it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to hit it with a thumbs up, and if you are new around here, then be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified of any future videos that I upload. If you have got any questions with anything you've seen in this video, then be sure to leave them down below in the comment section, or alternatively you can hit me up on my social media, links to which can be found down below in the description. And while you're down there, if you are interested in purchasing this iMac, links to purchase it are also in the description. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.